Exercise. Exercise is actually the most effective and probably least used method to increase your energy, enhance your mood, actually help you sleep, and lose weight. Why don't we do more of it? There's a strange disconnect. When we're all kids, we played games or played sports, and when we become adults, we don't do anything. We watch sports. The total change. Why did that happen? Things that used to be fun become less fun and become so unfun, we don't want to do it again. We get injured, we feel tired, there's too much prep for it. All those things are barriers to exercise. Probably the biggest barrier is we call it exercise. The reason we did all this stuff when we were a kid, because it was fun, and you know what we called it? We called it play. We need to get back to the point where we play. If you can't play, then at least train for something. It's actually really good to have a goal, like I want to go from couch to 5K, I want to run a half marathon, I want to be able to hike this 15-mile trail at Glacier National Park. All these things will help motivate you to keep working out because you're training for something. Worst case scenario, you can exercise. But on the baseline, all you have to really do is get active. The data is really interesting. If you walk for 15 consecutive minutes every day, that decreases your chance of dying from any cause, especially heart disease, just 15 minutes. Now, the recommendation is to get 30 minutes a day. Does anyone know what percentage commitment that is to your day? 30 minutes per day is about 3% of your waking hours. I think you're worth 3% effort in this area. Now, the funny thing is everyone thinks they're very active. Like at work, I run around, I'm always on my feet. But what happens is you walk for 2 minutes, bother your friend, walk for 3 minutes, get a cup of coffee, walk for another 2 minutes and sit down. It needs to be at least 15 minutes continuous. All right. Now, it was really funny. There's a study called the Norwegian Activity Study where they gave every participant two things: a journal, so they could write down what they did or thought they did, and then an accelerometer, like a Fitbit, that actually tracked how much they walked, how much they sat, and how much vigorous activity they did. The funny thing is, guys overestimated their amount of exercise by 56 minutes. All right, and that's comparing the journal to the real data. The other thing that was really funny is they said, I do 20 minutes of vigorous activity every day. You know what the data said? 2.9 minutes. That's really bad. The other thing that was interesting is they underestimated how much they sat down, that they were sedentary, by 2 hours. Now, that brings up another point. Sitting is bad for you. 1 hour of sitting down and watching a movie or even sitting in your car is associated with losing 21 minutes on the back end of your life. Think about that. In comparison, people that chronically, consistently jog, they add about 7 years to their life. So you can do nothing and die quicker, or you can do something and actually live longer. One of my partners likes to make a joke that he thinks that everyone's got only a certain number of heartbeats, so he's going to save his by not exercising. The funny thing is, the more you exercise, the lower your heart rate gets. So you're actually saving heartbeats if you exercise. So I think the big thing to remember here is just get active by just walking around more. Actually helps you lose weight, makes you live longer. If you can, play a game. Tennis, pickleball is great. Basketball, whatever floats your boat, do it. All right. Now, if you can't really find an organized sport you like, then exercise, then train for something. Train for a 5K, a half marathon. Train for a big hike you're going to go on. Train for a long bike ride you want to go with your friends. And it doesn't have to be ridiculous goals like I want to do a 100-mile bike ride. It can be like, hey, I want to eventually get up to doing a 25-mile bike ride with my friends. That's a good goal to shoot for. It'll help keep you motivated. And if you can't do any of those, there's nothing wrong with just exercising. Lifting weights, jogging, running, riding a bike, going to the gym. If you like that, then you're all set. But the most important thing is do something.